The EU SME Centre was set up 3 years ago in October 2010. It's fully funded by the European Commission to help European SMEs enter the China market. And what we do basically is help European SMEs understand the China market more by providing them with information, advice and training services. China is a huge market. There's 23 provinces and 4 autonomous regions, and it's quite complicated for European SMEs to work in. And so getting access to the information is one of the first challenges that they'll come across. In terms of adaptation to the Chinese market, European companies will always have to adapt their products to local tastes. And what we do to help with that is to put together market research for different types of product and different sectors so that the European SMEs can better understand the market and how they can adapt their product to the local tastes. Consumer-led growth will be one of the key areas that it will be developing over the next few years. So European companies actually now have a particular opportunity to enter the China market whilst it's changing its structure. I think for European SMEs, there's opportunities across the board. In terms of the demand of the services of the EU SME Centre, by far the biggest demand is in terms of food and beverages. So food and beverages in terms of people seeking information on how to export wine or olive oil to the China market, or packaged goods is a great segment of what we do. China at the moment is trying to drive certain areas, and that's because of the challenges that it's facing in terms of the environment, social inequality, and in terms of trying to become more productive in the way that it does things. And for UK SMEs and for many of the European SMEs, they have strengths in these areas. So in terms of environmental technologies, trying to reduce emissions, save energy, becoming more energy efficient, becoming more productive, UK SMEs have the advanced technology that can help China overcome many of these challenges. Also in the services area, China's service area is still very much in development at the moment. Healthcare, for example, it's trying to become much more developed in providing homes to the elderly and better healthcare services for its whole population. And again, healthcare, education, these are areas where many European SMEs and UK SMEs will have strengths as well. The research shows that for the bigger member states, they're actually less represented in terms of internationalization. And that's quite natural because they have bigger internal markets. And so UK SMEs or German SMEs, for example, they'll tend to go within their own country or the neighboring countries first. And so in some ways, they're less confident when they go to international markets and emerging markets such as China. I think a lot of the member states are very dynamic, and they have the need to go out there and find these opportunities abroad. And I think UK companies should develop that dynamism as well. When exporting, one of the key issues will be in terms of the market access issues. So particularly with regard to standards and conformity assessment with the local requirements. Just because the European product is registered and meets the standards in the European market, it doesn't naturally mean that it will also be, the standard will work in the Chinese market as well. China has its own legislation regime in terms of its own standards, and so European companies will have to adapt their products to those standards as well. In terms of investment, it's always a big decision before an SME should decide to invest in the China market. And so for many SMEs, export will be one of the first ways to enter the market before they decide to invest. But before investing, they should definitely carry out research before they enter the market, just to reassure themselves that there is a market for their products in the market. There's a whole range of services, so we provide the information. We have 4 in-house experts that can provide advice on legal advice, HR and training issues, standards and conformity assessment, so market access issues, and also business development. And they can answer the fundamental questions of when you enter the China market, what you should be really thinking about. We also have a database of about 70 non-key experts or external experts, which help us to carry out our training both in Europe and in China. And so we have a real depth of knowledge and expertise which runs throughout the centre. In terms of China, for advanced technologies, which China is very much looking towards, there will be certain tax breaks which the local government will be able to give a tax incentive or a tax break to. In terms of Europe, there's a whole range of financing instruments coming out under the co-SME finance and under Horizon 2020 in terms of research and development. And so there'll be more instruments available through these platforms available to European SMEs from January 2014.